Hey there, Seb Frey the Realtor here, and in this video I'm going to explore the latest South Bay Area real estate market numbers as of April 2023. If you are wondering what is going on with the Silicon Valley real estate market, has it fallen off a cliff, or is it actually doing a lot better, then you definitely want to watch this video. Alright, well before I get into all that, I just want to first say thank you so very much for clicking on the link to watch this video. I really do appreciate it, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that the time you spend with me watching this video is time well spent. But would you do me one huge favor? Would you mash that subscribe button right there and subscribe to my YouTube channel? I sure would appreciate it. And don't forget, ding, click that little bell to make sure that you get a notification every time I put up a brand new, fun, fact-filled video, kind of like this one. All right, let me get right into it. The numbers are finally in, and I've been looking over them. I did my own analysis, and what can I tell you? The real estate market here in Silicon Valley, in the South Bay Area specifically, it's actually doing surprisingly very well. And, the market did, of course, go down dramatically after the first quarter in 2022. We had those tremendous interest rates that were just so low. And then we had those amazing increases in interest rates beginning around March or so of last year. And it really threw a damper on our real estate market. It really put out the fire that the market was going through at the time. But now it kind of feels like the market is really more than smoldering. It really feels like the market is kind of on fire again. And it's not being driven by super low mortgage rates. I mean, mortgage rates today, what are they at? 6.5%, 6.75%, something like that. Certainly more than double what they were this time a year ago. But nevertheless, many sellers are finding that the real estate market is in fact very, very frothy, I would say. And it's driven, I think, by a couple of factors. One factor is that, there are still a lot of buyers out there looking for homes who couldn't buy a home last year. So many buyers were just shut out of the market. They were just beaten down by all the crazy overbids, the 10, 20, 30 offers on a property. They just couldn't compete. And so we did have, 35, 40% fewer sales last year. But all those buyers, they didn't go away. Well, most of them didn't go away. A lot of those people would still like to buy a house. So we have all those, people last year who couldn't buy. And then we have the new people who would be buying this year. So when you add that together, that's a lot of demand. And then the other fact is that inventory is still pretty darn low. New listings are down from where they were last year. And of course, that limited supply is really helping to keep prices overall pretty high. So, in Santa Clara County, prices are down really not that much. In fact, according to my analysis, in March of 2023, the median home price in Santa Clara County was down only about 12% versus 1 year ago, which is pretty amazing considering how high they had spiked 1 year ago. But a lot of the times when I'm looking at the market, I do like to use the data that Compass puts together. They have a full-time number cruncher over there, and he puts out these beautiful reports. And actually, if you look in the description of this YouTube video, you will see a link to my website where you can go and download all of these charts and numbers and stats and graphs for yourself if you want to take a really super deep dive. So the numbers I'm going to take you through here are the Santa Clara County numbers as of April 2023, and this information comes from Compass. And Compass, for a lot of their numbers, they like to use a 3-month moving average because it kind of like evens out some of the peaks and the valleys to give you maybe a more gentle perspective on what exactly is going on with the real estate market. So without further ado, let's dive into the Santa Clara County numbers for April 2023. This first slide here shows you the Santa Clara County home price trend by quarter since 2005. And one really interesting thing is that when I look at the first quarter of 2023, what do I see? I see prices that were higher than the fourth quarter in 2021 Yeah, sure, they are actually down a little bit from where they were 1 year ago. But overall, you have to say that the real estate market appears to be doing pretty well, certainly defying expectations that a lot of people had for a market that was headed on its way down. So it's one thing to look at the median home price, but I personally love looking at the price per square foot. The median home price, can be affected by which particular homes are selling, but the average price per square foot I find to be a very useful metric. And if you look at this chart right here, you can see that the average price per square foot in Santa Clara County in March of 2023 was about $950. And look at that, it was higher than the month before. It's actually gone up quite a bit. But this next chart here really has a very strong message, I think, for a lot of home sellers who are sitting on the fence wondering, is this a great market to sell my house in, or is it a bad market? Look at this. This is overbidding of list prices in Santa Clara County. Check that out from March. It looks like in March, about 56% of homes received multiple offers. That's more than half of homes in Santa Clara County last month in March 2023 were receiving multiple offers and selling over asking price. That's a pretty good indication. Now, back in the good old days, back a year ago, that number was more like 80-85%, but 80-85%, that's like Looney Tunes, right? That's probably never going to happen again. But 56% of homes getting multiple offers and selling over asking price. If you ask me, that is a sign of a really strong real estate market. Well, if you need more evidence than that the Silicon Valley real estate market is actually doing very well, then you want to check out this next chart here, the percentage of listings accepting offers. Look at that. In March of 2023, looks to me like about 47% of listings accepted offers. What does that tell you? That tells you that if no new listings came on market in just over 2 months, every home in Santa Clara County would have been sold at that current rate of sale. That is pretty amazing. That means we only have about a 2.2, 2.3 or 4 month supply of homes in Santa Clara County. That is still a very small supply of homes and indicates that it is definitely still a seller's market. Now, you may remember that when I began this video, I said I think there's 2 reasons why the real estate market is so strong. One of those reasons being there's really still very little for sale. This next chart here shows you that. This is new listings coming on the market in Santa Clara County. And as you can see, from March of 2023 versus March of 2022, new listings are down considerably. They're down from about 1,650 listings down to just over 1,000 listings in March of this year. In fact, according to the numbers that I've crunched, new listings in Santa Clara County are down about 28% this year versus last year. It's one thing to know the number of new listings hitting the market, but what about the current listings on the market at any one given time? So this next chart is the Santa Clara County homes market showing active and coming soon listings on the first of the month. And as you can see here, in April of 2023, on April 1st, we had 1,069 listings, and April a year ago, we had 1,074 listings. So what does that tell you? I mean, April of last year, it was a madhouse. April of this year, also pretty much a madhouse. The demand isn't quite there this year like it was last year, but overall, it really shows that the market actually is still very, very good for sellers. Now, it's one thing to know how many new listings are coming on the market or how many listings are currently on the market, but what about sales? Because sales are where the rubber meets the road. So check this next chart out here. This is the monthly sales volume in Santa Clara County. And at the end of the chart, you can see in March of 2023, we had about 960 sales. And looking over the whole entire period of that chart, obviously, that's not a super high number, but you know what? It is a higher number than January and February and November and December and October. Really, actually, that number is the highest it's been in 5 months, which is an indication that the market appears actually to be gathering strength. Now, if you need more proof that the real estate market actually is doing much, much better than it was in the second half of last year, check out this chart. This is the price reductions on active listings in Santa Clara County. Look at January and February and March of 2023. price reductions are way, way, way down from where they were last year. You know, the second half of last year, a lot of people had to all of a sudden sharply reduce the asking prices for their houses because of what happened with mortgage rates. But look at prior years. Look at 2018, 2019, and 2020. We're still having far fewer price reductions now in 2023 than we were even in those years, which were really pretty strong markets as well. And if you want still more proof that the Silicon Valley real estate market appears to have turned a corner, then you're going to want to see this chart here. This is the average sales price to original list price ratio. And what did we see in March of 2023? The average sale to list price ratio in Santa Clara County was about 101.5%. So sellers were getting an average of 1.5% more than list price in March of 2023, and that's the best number that we've had since July of 2022. So quite a few months have gone by since we've had this kind of sale to list price ratio. It's really a good sign of where the market is today. And here's another chart that should be very important for any home seller. It is the average days on market. Now, the average days on market did shoot up last year as the market went into a deep freeze. Homes were starting to take kind of a long time to sell, but certainly in March of 2023, that days on market dropped like a rock from its peak in January of this year. Well, I think it should be pretty clear from looking at these charts that the Santa Clara County real estate market, which I use Santa Clara County, well, because my office is in Santa Clara County, and I do work mostly in the South Bay, but it is the bellwether county, if you ask me, for the entire Silicon Valley, and in fact, the greater San Francisco Bay Area. I think if you want to look at one county to see where the real estate economy is going, you definitely want to focus on Santa Clara County. So I think that a lot of these numbers that we're seeing in Santa Clara County, if we're not seeing them in nearby counties, we will be seeing numbers very similar to this soon, if not already. All right, well, that's all I have for this video, and I do hope you have enjoyed watching it. And if you have enjoyed watching it, I'm guessing, just a guess, that you might also enjoy some of these videos over here. These are some of the most popular videos here on my YouTube channel, so please do take a look at those. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe. That would be terrific. All right, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and please stay tuned.